coming into the membranes of ourselves, trying to understand everything's a connection, what's real, what's fake, everything's a connection. We're coming into folklores, all communications through ancestry and histories, through the understanding. I'm getting extremely high-rise connections, upgrade cycles, through my energy, receptor, location, positions. I'm going through so many cycle realms. The connections of its dome and its connection through its wall interference is going to a new shapes anomalies through the Earth rotation center. So the matrix 2.0 and its wall interference is okay, plus connecting through its 2.0 is going on in a triangular force, and it's dissipating, it's disappeared, it's gone. So opening up a new wall to the Earth rotation center. It's in position, it's in its code, it's in its coordinates, and it's in its sector division level system, level connection system. Everybody's aptitude in their levels now through connections to the Galactic Federation of Light Council. People are understanding more what's happening, how we're coming into higher forces, how we're coming into the unity of consciousness. Through its connection is truly understand how you're connected to your meridians, how you come into the human aspect, how you develop your roots, and how you come into your book of life. Just think of that. You have a book of life that's connected to your lights, to understand all your lights through your chakra system, 114, right? That's just the basics. So when you get into those levels, you come into the Pharos and the Meridian, right? The Pharos, this connection when it comes into Sadie, when it comes into Copious, when it comes into Hermione's, when it comes into all levels, into Ukna. Ukna is my mentor. Remember I was saying he picked 5 individuals through the meridian cycle, through its circle, and he picked me through connections. I was the firstborn. Imagine that. Firstborn meridian. It was unexpected for me because you understand that they connect on always in cycles through connections of Egyptian gods when it comes into Thoth. The scriptures of Thoth, the book of Thoth, the foundations of Thoth, the evolution of Thoth. It's connected to so many levels. He's got so many connections of book interference when it comes into moonbeams, moon bases, moon locations, moon programs. He has a central system. He always carries a scripture. Okay, it's a mirror resolution and it's a cross-reference system. Plus, he has a book in his hand, right? And he's half man, half bird. So you understand, if you go way, way back, you'll understand what's going on through history and ancestry. You connect in all ways and forms once you truly understand yourself through your meridian cycle, and everything through the activation system. So when you understand these things, then you understand more of who you are, because Thoth was basically, he was a space connections, right, to the Earth rotation center, way, 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 way back. Earth has so many history and ancestries of years, right? So if you go back, 500 years, you go back 5,000 years, everything has its revolution pattern. It has its connection to past, present, its future. So basically, when they live in that existence, you understand more of its connection to the brain location positions. Because our membranes have to truly understand that we're all connected to the meridian cycle. That's coming into the chakra system of communication, right? When it came into the pharaohs, they created the chakra system. You understand what it is. It's a sacred space of you through time codes of you, through dimensions and portals. Okay, and then you come into the connections of a geometry. Okay, and then you come into the medicine, and then you come into the healing. That's what Thoth was. He was a connection. He was a magician. Right. So I come in always in forms. So I was the first intelligence that's I understand everything through Thoth, everything through Sadie, everything through Hermione's, everything through Copious. So if you understand the gods of yourself, you understand the geometrics of space, and you understand the time codes, now you're connecting to all connections when it comes into the magician. Right. And that's what healing is. It's understanding how to heal. It's understanding how to disappear a cloud. It's understanding your nature core resistance understands everything through its connection through your body and its meridian cycle system. So, water, don't forget. Very, very powerful class yesterday. We're talking about water, how it consumes our energies, and how it lights our systems. So, Thoth was, he was on so many ways when it came into the Egyptian gods. He was basically, he was connected to structural levels, and he was also a philosopher. He knew a lot about the moon's surface. He knew a lot about the sun. He knew a lot about the connections of the earth. Remember, earth has history and ancestry. Truly understanding there's one planetary system, okay, and its history and ancestry. So you understand what is real, what's fake, and to you, where is it connecting? How is it connecting to me? How do I understand this? How do I understand this? How do I know it's not just a TV reset? How do I know it's a real program? Well, you have to understand that you're born in so many different areas of yourself, right? So you live so many lives. That is true. That's extremely true because you're going on different cycles, different DNA, different patterns, different rotations. So you're living lifespans, right? And you keep coming back until you understand yourself. And then you jump off and then you get up onto its condition. And then you come into the pharaohs and then you come into the meridians and then you come into your galactic family. The galactic family is all connected through you through vibration. So you could be anything through form. You could be a Palladian, a Palladian, a Sirian, a Lyrian, or anything through the connection. You could be anything you want. But once you understand the awakening is connected to its unity of consciousness, is understanding the heart is opening up more and more. Right? So when the heart opens up more and more, the soul identifies everything through its pharaohs and meridians and everything through your roots. Okay? So you got to ask yourself, do you want to be a root? Do you want to be a branch? Or do you want to be a tree through connections, force riding cycles? Or do you want to be leaves that fall off? No. You want to grow, right? To grow is knowledge. Knowledge is intelligence. So you want to get into the sacred space, okay? And this is understanding more of yourself when you're traveling through time. And then you get into the geometrics of time. And then you get into the metric system of time. Okay. And then you get into the quantum physics of vibration of time. And then you get into the computers of time. Computer is everything through connection. Because the fifth dimensional system is the simulation, it's the birthing system. Okay. So it has this umbilical cord. You cut it, right? You wake up through its gravity system. And then you see everything that you want to see through perception. You're seeing blinking lights and you're saying, what is this? What is that? These are all patterns. These are all codes. It's all connected to your body system, right? So remember when I was going through backphrasing system, I was telling you about Thoth was coming into me, right? Well, it's extremely real. It's intelligence that's giving me back information to humanity in this position to its present system, okay? So, Linda, how's it going? It's great to see you, Linda. I hope you're traveling through your energy vibrational system, because every time you're going through connection, your body frequency system, you're healing everything through your energy waves. So I hope you know that. So it carries with you wherever you go. And it's fascinating to see all your videos because you're coming in together on so many forms of different communities and different systems, the energy particle system. So it's great to see you traveling to different positions, because everywhere you go, whatever you see through perception, you're healing everything through the ground formation system. And you're opening up a lot of other things through shapes and anomalies, which is really powerful too. Because we've come into the contentions and we come into vibrational systems to our energetic waves. We can set up energy graphs, we can set up energy systems, we can understand more of our body system of travel positions. This is where we come into the connections of our sacred space, time positional levels, and then we come into the connections of the geometry system of us through connections, and then we come into the medicine, okay? There's like, they have medicine doctors in India. They have, they have what they call back in the days, they have witch doctors, right? Which are actually pretty good. They're very good with the medicine. They use their dimensions and portals, but they use the reference through the connection through plants. So you have to understand, what does a witch doctor do? Just because it's a witch doctor doesn't mean it's bad. You have to understand where it's coming from, what era it's connected to, because everybody has its cycle through its realm, through its connection, right? So, yeah, I know it's great to see everybody coming to life and coming to the unity of consciousness. When we come together, you guys are connected there, and Mount Shasta. Even though I wasn't there, I was there in spirit. I was there in energy. So it's amazing how unity of one galactic system come together, right? And you formulate that, and you're healing everything around you. So if you understand your healing, you're understanding the medicine of healing, okay? You're healing nature. You're letting things grow. You're changing vibration. You're changing your body system. You're changing humanity of vibration. Everywhere you go, everywhere you travel, okay? That's where you come into the geometrics Okay, and that's where you come into the science. That's where you come into the technology. That's where you come into the travel, so your shapes. Okay, because everything around you through nature is connected to digital. And that digital frame is healing every single time you travel through positions. So you're leaving trails of healing every single time. Okay, so you open up mountain interfaces, you're opening up tonal locations. It's understanding where you are through your ancestry and history and how powerful you are through your meridian body. Your meridian body is everything through the activation cycle. You understand the connections when it comes into meditation. It graphs your signals to its meditation graph system. So when I do the space discoveries too, these are all connected to you. Okay, these aren't folklores. These are connected to you. This is understanding how to understand yourself through the sacred geometric system of you, the geometry system of you, the quantum physics and vibration. Understanding what vibration you're dealing with through your body system. Your chakra system has to understand its connection, because healing is nothing but meditation and medicine. It's all about healing, okay, inside you. And then you walk the surface. You walk the surface around the earth, rotation. So it's all about energy globe around its system, and one unity of consciousness is coming together through one atom system. Okay, so understanding more of yourself through your simulators, providers, and everything through modulations. Your modulations are everything through the metric locations. E equals MC squared. Now, when I came into Thoth is so many connected levels. When it comes into Sati through this connection, everything through the Egyptian gods has a mentor, has a teacher. Okay, as a mantra. So you have to understand connection of Buddha, you understand Dalai Lama, where it's all connected to. You understand Upna. First connection to anything. Okay, Upna was my mentor, and there was 5 individual meditation graphing systems to its meridian status. And it was basically, remember I was saying it was putting it on the tree and it was writing its name? Well, that's its connection, right? I was the first intelligence born. That's why I'm so informative with energy and healing. I was trying to say, whoa, I understand my structures. Whoa, I understand the geometry system. Whoa, I understand the travel positions. Now I'm understanding everything through the activation of its grids. How to set up grids, how to set up lines of grids, how to set up graphing lines of grids, how to set up your meditation graph through simulation. So when you're walking the surface, like I said, and you're understanding the simulation, you're going through digital planes, you're understanding Earth rotation. And every single time you go through a thought, if you want to travel to farther distances, the earthing graph system will change your positions of travel positions. So you want to go to the 5th dimension, 6th dimension, 8th dimension. So you're on the platitude of the earth through the gravity system, but your dimensions and your realms and your mind and your collaboration and your thoughts are high forcing its connection, and it's changing everything. So when you go back into the 5th dimension, you've changed everything. 3-body system of humanity system through vibration. Okay. So it's trying to understand why we have one central line system. Okay, through this connection. The earth is one big, humongous space station. All right. It's connected to all of us. It's a simulation interface. It connects to all our realms and forms, and it comes into the connection of the ferals and the meridians, Pleiadians and Pleiadians. Now that's just higher vibration. Understand the physical energy, how it connects in all ways and forms, how you can turn it into a sphere through a cycle, through a frisbee, and you can throw it in any direction. But you have to truly understand what you're doing through connection, right? So it's all about activating the cycle, and you feel the energy, right? So it's understanding what you're doing, okay? It's understanding what you're doing, right? What you're doing. It's sprinkles. It's meditation sprinkles through digital frame. So it's connecting, and it's creating. It's circling. So you got to understand the tone division through vibration. It never stays in one position, always travels locations. So when you're walking the grounds of the earth and you want to change realms, you want to change dimensions, portals, and anything through activation light system, your correlations and your panels will change the nature core position into the 5th dimension to the 6th, the 8th, 9th, 10th. So if you're in the 12,000th dimension, you already changed things in the 5th dimensional system when you go back in a location. So you go back in the center position and you realize, whoa, what did I do? You feel different. Everybody around you feels different. You're changing everything through your job. You're changing everything through your scripture. You're changing everything through structure. You're changing everything through destruction to its beauty of its creation. Okay. And this is all done through a geometric system of you, right? So we all have Thoth in us. We all have the ferals. We all have the meridians. We all have the Pleiadians. We all have the Pleiadians. We all have God. We just have to understand how to use it through light. Okay. So that's where everybody has to come into unity of consciousness of themselves through the geometric system of the mind, how to use the quantum physics of the mind, how to use the metric system of the mind, how to truly understand E equals MC squared is everything through its equation. So when you put yourself in those positions, what does that do for you? It helps you along the way. It brings you forward. It doesn't bring you back. Okay. So you can't set code frequencies of light going into the back because your body is going forward, right? So it makes total sense when you look at that aspect, right? So geometry has been revealing itself with the fields. Yeah, very good, Linda. It has, yeah, in so many ways and forms. But truly understanding where you are, okay, through your dimensions, because every day you live its existence here and now. You don't live its future. Okay, you may see a little bit of your future, but you understand the travels of your positions of your thoughts are always in the center position of right here and now. Okay, so as soon as you leave the mind system, the full collaboration of the mind and the brain understands its position. Once you go to the spiritual system and you go to higher levels of vibration to dimensions and you're opening up portals through your sentience, now you're changing your body system to its humanity system. So you can walk the surface and realize what you're doing is changing everything through its nature and its connection to the power centers through you and its connection to its atmospheres of its position. Basically, you're changing your safe through its connection of its lights. And the lights are getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And you're getting more knowledge and you're getting more intelligence, right? So it's really interesting because when you get into the simulation, you're understanding more of its knowledge, of its intelligence. And you realize, whoa, I understand what dimension this is in. Okay, so I'm changing the aspects of myself. I'm living the presence of the fifth dimensional system, but I'm high-rising my light positions to higher levels of dimensions, to portals. So we have to get in positions how we level ourselves through connection, how we put our positions in our portals, and how we can go to anything through its connection of clouds, how to travel through clouds, how to travel through portals of clouds, how to open up galaxy positions of atoms, how to put yourself into higher connections of yourself through your light. Okay, get into the experience how to use light. Understand light reflection, right? This is light reflection. That's all it is. It's light here, right? But on the other side is dark. So you understand the dark reference and you have to understand the light reference, right? So this is light shadowing. Okay, this is burial connecting. Okay, this is panel activation. So it's truly understanding what's going on with the light and how it changes position, right? See how it changes position, communication. So finger point locations, lines are going up and down through connection of the light system, right? It's activating everything through its realm, through its connection, right? So it's truly understanding your geometric system of you through travel, through thoughts, where you come into your light, your activation, your colors, okay? Because everything around you in nature is color, right? So it's getting balanced with your rainbow activations through its nature reactions, okay? Because it goes through actions and reactions, okay? So it's understanding your body and its conceptuals. It's understanding its activation through its lights, okay? And that's why the Egyptians of gods of Thoth was very powerful, right? Because he was connecting always in forms. He had a log, he had a book, but every time he was writing down, he knew exactly what he was doing with the moon and everything through the earth, okay? So it's all about understanding yourself through your connections, how you bring yourself forward. So when we come into the unity of consciousness, it goes one line signal to one line activation to one atom system. Okay, so it's kind of like a energy electrical bulb of a light, and you got 7.5 billion people in the center position. All right, so it's all about them trying to understand more of themselves through light. Right, so it's understanding more of the connections when it comes in the transformation light system, because humanity has to get into the travels of their mind to their thoughts to get whatever you want through manifestation, okay? You don't want to center your core positions and go into the back frequency level system because now you're not connected to the earth through its force of its fifth dimensional system. You're connected to the earth of its past system. So you're changing vibrations of the earth and you're disrupting humanity system through vibration, guys. Every single time you go through past thoughts, you're changing the magnetic forcing information system. You're changing the metric system. You're changing the rotation system. You're changing the environments. You're changing the oceans just by one thought. Okay. So that's how powerful we are through lights. right? We understand the pattern of lights. We understand the calculations of light. We understand the geometrics of lights. We understand everything through its ratio of lights. We understand longitude and latitude of lights. Now, this is where we come into the metrics of math through its equation. It's really fascinating you come into those levels. Okay, really get into that aspect, you know? So the metric levels is understanding your meridian status and where you're going through your ancestry and histories. You are connected in all ways and forms when it comes into geometrics, okay? When it comes into the shapes, when it comes into your thoughts, when it comes into your recognition of yourself. It's all about putting your position in the center and keeping yourself with the earth through its rotation and putting your thoughts going forward and not back. Okay, I said that before in my last videos. So when you get into that code reference, you're going to understand how you see nature in a different way. You understand how you see atmosphere in a different way. You're going to see the earth going forward and not going back. Okay, so the earth you're connecting to, you're connecting with the nature, you're connecting with the atmospheres of nature, you're connecting with the thoughts of nature, you're connecting with the colorations of nature, you're connecting with the galaxies of its vibration of nature. So everything's combined through one center, one position, one activation, one light. Okay, so the line signals are opening up through your heart system. It's understanding its portal, alpha, omega, and the micro and macro. Now it's connecting, right? Fully connecting to your body system. Okay, because your receptacle lines and everything through your eye receptacle divisions are opening up everything through your audios, and your audio is opening up everything through your voice. So you try to get more into the breathing aspect. So every time you channel it, your breathing, you're changing the earth system of vibration every single time. Right? Because it has three central units. You have the gravity's power in the center position of the atmosphere. It circles and rotates. Now, when you understand those three lines signals, now you understand more the metric system of its earth through its rotation. Because the earth itself has its own thought. And it's all connected to your central system of its chakra system. Now, this is where you come into more formations when it comes to the pharaohs and the meridians, Sadie and Hideous. And everything through its connection when it comes into Copius. Copius is extremely powerful. Okay, everything has a mentor, everything has a teacher, everything has a mantra. Understand those connections, understand your gravity system of you. Okay, you come into the monks, they're extremely informative when it comes into gravity. They can stand on hours just on a stone and they can push their legs and you can feel the vibration, you can feel the force. It's knowing you have the force, it's knowing how to use force, it's knowing how to use lights of force, it's knowing how to use activations of force. It's knowing how to use communication through your chakra system of force, right? Within. And then you start using it without. Okay, so you master everything through vibration within. You master everything through force within. And the force becomes power. And the power becomes control. And control becomes its activation through its light, through its color. And then it comes power, control through thought, through light, and everything through thought. And when you put all that together, what do you have? You have this sacred system of you through the geometry system, through the geometric system, to its connection to its quantum field of vibration, to its computer operation system. And now you're connecting to all connections, okay, to its medicine of healing, right? So you understand more of yourself, of space of you, and everything through its time of you, through its code, through its dimension. Because you have to understand the earth is nothing but a clocking of time. Of travel, because that's where we're all connected, right? So the central line system is truly understanding light communications from here. So if you want to communicate with the earth, you understand your thoughts of recognition, you understand your lights of power and force, you understand your command, you understand the control of command, you understand the thought of command, you understand the sacred of command. There's so many levels that we all have to reach, truly understand where we're coming from when it comes into the pharaohs and the meridians. Everything through the Aztec, anything through the Egyptian gods. There's so many different Egyptian gods. So get into the research of that. Basically, you should be able to travel to any position. Because you guys are higher line through communication with lights, you understand more of yourself through positions. So you understand your thoughts, you understand your travel lights, you have the force in, and you have the force out, you have the control in, you have the control out. That's the most powerful thing you need to have, is having control within yourself, within of your thoughts, right? Because you can go through so many optical levels, right, to its connection when it comes into light interference, and then you drink your water, right, every single day. because you get dehydrated. And it's important that it flushes out its system, right? Because the metric system in the digital frame has to illuminate its light system inside you. That's the only way you can get into illumination of light, through its connection of its nature, right? So again, when you walk outside, everything around nature will connect through you, through light. So it's understanding what you're reading, okay? If there's light flashing on you, you have to understand what the color is. You have to understand everything through the activation. You have to understand the force. You have to understand the heat. Okay, why is the sun shining and why is it on this side? Why is it on this side? So it's answering patterns. It's telling you why it's on this position because it wants you to understand what you're doing through your thoughts. Okay, so every time you go through connections, you're always going through light and dark, positive and negative. Okay, you go through the light force and you go through the dark force. So force and power and control are very, very big when it comes into the light. It's understanding how to communicate with the particle system of wire through electricity. It's understanding you're a magnetic force to its connection, the magnetic highway of its information system. Imagine that. We all have that. We're all connected to that. So it's understanding the circle rotation, how it goes to so many waving forms, right? So it's just a cycle rotation. Okay, you call it a crown chakra to that connection, but that's the connection to the sun. You have a magnetic force and highway that's connected to everything through its Orion's belt. That's the line signal. That keeps you on the gravity system. That platitudes your divisions and keeps you in the Earth rotation without floating. So imagine that the Orion's belt is connected to 7.5 billion people. It has to be line signal, okay, because you're in the Earth of the fifth dimensional system. You're not on the sixth. You're not on the seventh. You're just on the fifth, okay? So that alone is just going through its writing system. So we're all line communicated through one alignment through vibration, guys, all right? So truly understand why we have everything in space. Why do we have the Orion's belt? Why is it connected to us? How is it connected to us? How is it connected to our chakra system? Well, it's all communication with its controlling system. Because when space opens up for you for the very first time, you're not just understanding your body, but you're understanding the information. And it's all connected to Orion's belt. We're line signal, we're line channel to its activation light system, guys. You're teleporting everything through telephone, right? So once you understand your energetic systems, once you understand your patterns defense, now pattern defense is understanding the off cycles of you. Okay, you come into those metric line communication cycles. So if you don't understand the security lines and you don't understand the balance line, you're not connected to your root chakras of your tree formats. It's getting confusing line signals through your activation system. So it gets complicated. It really does. But if you understand the medicine of you and you understand the healing of you, you definitely want to understand the sacred space of you of time through travel. So get your positions on what the Earth is. Okay, it's the gravitational pull to humanity's system, but it's also a time of dimension. It's also a clocking to your connections. I'm not talking about a watch. Okay, when I showed you the watch and I bring it up really close, right? What do you see? You see a white dot and it's traveling around. That's me in position traveling to all connections through its clock face, right? So it's got 3 diameter switches, okay, little hand, big hand, and it's got the one in the middle. So the one goes, right? So every time it goes around, 212, I don't know if you guys know this. I'll draw it with the illustration. Every time it goes around, okay, now it's a 60-second point view location. Now, you're changing your thought through recognition light system, depending on how fast you speak through location. So let's go into the realm location graph positions. Okay, these are all squares and lines and strips. Okay, so when you come into that, you come into the clocking system through calculation, right? So we come into the big hand, we go into the little hand. All right, now when you come into the line signal, okay, it goes around, right? It has to go around. So why does it go around? Because it's changing everything through its minute. So there's like 5 milliseconds in a minute. All right, so it goes into that condition. Right, it goes into its cycle rotation, center its position, to its location. So once it reaches 12, what happens? What happens when it reaches 12? Right? Every time it goes around, you're moving forward through dimensions of time. So you understand every single time you're communicating through the Earth. And this is how the Earth rotates. Okay, it's going very slow. It's going. So the watch is telling you the time. It's like a compass. So every time that third dial goes around, okay, you're moving forward with the Earth. Okay. Now, if you're not moving around with the Earth rotation, either your watch will stop or it'll flicker. I don't know if you understand that, but you have to send the magnetic forcing system of you through calculation, or your watch just stops and you need a new battery. So you're not communicating with the Earth anymore through vibration. That's how powerful Earth is. It's connected to its watch. Okay? Extremely complicated stuff, but if you understand the dial tones, if you understand everything through the small hand, little hand, and everything through the center position, how it goes around, every time it goes around 12, what happens? The cycle rotation of the Earth changes your positions and brings your thoughts to its forward position. That's why it's so powerful. So every time it goes around its clock, how do you think you get the numbers? The numbers come from the Earth. The Earth gives you numbers. Okay? So this is where it gets really interesting. Think about it. Now, you understand why you get 4444. That's connected to the Earth through your clock. Now, it's time positionings. Okay, so you got 12, you got 1, you got 2, you got 3, you got 4, you got 5, you got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right? Now, every time it goes around, it's centering positions. Okay, let's say Sarah gets, she gets basic communication. Once it goes around 12, the Earth rotation communicates through your cycle of its rotation system to your chakra location. Now it activates its point location, and it goes into Sarah connections. So Sarah gets 1, Sarah gets 2, Sarah gets 3. Okay? So that's what the Earth is giving Sarah, 1, 2, 3. She has to understand the line signals of 1, 2, and 3. That's the connection to its clock, to its Earth rotation, to its connection to its gravitational pull. So you have to understand your body system is connected to time codes of traveling positions, because the Earth is nothing but a traveling position to everything through your body system. So now you understand why you're getting codes and where they're coming from. It's coming from the simulation of its Earth, which is its interface connections. So if Sarah's getting 1, 2, and 3, she has standard signals. If she understands the communications 1, 2, and 3, as the clock goes around again, right, she high rises locations and she gets higher number of positions onto the clocking systems of 12 to 12. Okay, so that's why you guys get clocks. That's why you get dimensions of clocks. That's where you get times of clocks, the codes of clocks. That's why you get communications of interforce connections to your number of frequency levels, those dimensions. Okay, so it's really powerful, guys. It really is what the Earth is and what it does for you through calculation. But you understand your clockings of dimensions, right? So you understand the Earth goes around. Okay, so as it's going around like this, you're changing positions of the Earth through rotation. You are so connected to the Earth because you're on the Earth's surface. You're in the center position of the Earth, right? So it's truly understanding the research, okay, of your clocking dimensions, okay, and why we have the big hand, the little hand, and everything that goes around this 3 central line system. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but you have to truly understand what everything is. Okay, so it's understanding what is the big hand, what is the little hand, okay? What is the line signal that's going around through its connection? You understand why we have a clock, right? The clock is recognizing you through your thoughts, and you're bringing yourself forward through its time. So as the clock is going through connection, the Earth is sending back codes of numbers to your reflections through its sun, okay, and everything through its moon, okay, and everything through its Earth, okay. Center position is its Earth rotation. Okay. Now we got the sundial rotation center. Which one do you think is the sun? Which one do you think is the moon? One of these dials here is the sun and the moon. Which one? Central line position. So you have to understand why this thing goes around. When you're going around, your clock's going around, you're going around in time. Every single time, 60 seconds per minute. So every time you're going through your thought, you're either going forward or you're going back. That's why it's so powerful. Okay, but everything through the sun rotation system is calculated and modified through its division. So the little hand, okay, is the sun. The big hand is the moon. And everything through the little hand is its Earth system through dimension, through portal, through activation, through code. So now you know what the little hand, the big hand is, and what it represents to its Earth. Whoa, powerful, isn't it? So understand your positions when it comes into calculation. Understand dimensional settings to your geometric systems of shapes, letters, and numbers. And why we have numbers and why they're given to us through our audio's perceptions, or anything through its sighting, through its GPS location, and our voice and grid patterns. Okay. So what do you guys think about that, eh? Powerful, isn't it? You have to understand why clocks are discovered. Clocks are time of travel. So if you understand the positions of the sundial, what is a sundial? It has to come from somewhere, right? So it's the phase structure of the Earth, okay? It's the rotation spin of the sun and everything through the moon, okay? And the spinning cycle is its dimension of its portal through time of code. That's why it's so powerful, guy, right? So if you guys understand this, ladies and gentlemen, truly understand why you wear watches, watches are connected to codes. So the Earth and everything through its connection, when you come into Vega or anything connection, because it's created through its planet positions, it's number sequences to level connections, bringing you balance forward to its structural location, to its sun rotation, okay? It's interforcing, interlacing, interlocking, friendship, relation, partnership with your watch. So every time you have a watch, you understand the time of watch, you understand the codes of watch, you understand the portals and dimensions, because that's what a watch is. It's everything to the sundial. It's everything to the moon in this program. It's everything through its dimension of its portal activation system. That's connected to your body framing system of vortex locations. Whoa. So, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we lose 1 hour. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Daylight savings. Yep. Yeah. Does anybody know why? Oh, you're welcome, Linda. The connect today, yeah. Yeah, I know, and that's it too, Linda. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of changes that are happening, not just in your body system, but also in time positions. You have to understand more of your connections when it comes into sundial positions and everything to the moon of its program. But you have to understand why watches are created for you. Okay? So it's all about you getting connected more with the Earth, right? Through time. So if your centralized system understands the body activation light systems, let's go in the portal activation system of 7777. Now, hopefully you guys get a better understanding what a clock is now. Okay, to the sun, to the moon, and everything through its dimension. And why it goes around 12. Every single time it goes around, it's changing its position of time. So when it changes its position, it's changing your thoughts. All right? If not, it gets caught in between. Right? You'll see your watch do that, or you tap it and it just stops. So you need a new battery. So your body frame isn't connected to time. You're not connecting to the brain, and you're certainly not connected to your thoughts of travel. That's why your watches go out, or you need a new battery. Right? It's not the position of the battery that goes out. It's just you're not communicating to the Earth of its gravity system through vibration. You guys have to understand how powerful you are through time of a clock. Okay, because everything in space is nothing but time, travel, right? So when you get into those positions, let's go into the 7 rotations. Now, you have to understand what 777 is, right? Okay, so if you get a structural location of the Earth, and the Earth is giving you 4 sevens, what does that mean? 7th line, 7th position, 7th location, 7th direction to its planet position. That's what it represents. But you understand, what does it mean to you? It's a portal of time, of travel to your position. So if you understand 777, you definitely are going to understand what is 444. Same thing, right? Everything has to be line signal, line channeled, and then it goes through its operation. Okay, and then it goes into its position, and then it goes into its direction of its location. So you have to understand every time it goes around that little dial, ding. So it's kind of like the grand clock, right? When it strikes 12, right? Ding, 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 ding. So it's in position. Now that opens up a whole new realm of location of vibration to its Earth. Okay, and the cuckoo clock that comes out. I like the cuckoo clocks. Doo-doo, doo-doo, comes out, right? But you have to understand the pattern, why it comes out 3 times and why it stays back in. So it's showing patterns. So everything's connected to the earth through gravity. So the vibrational signals has to understand the cuckoo clock through its location. So you understand everything through its pause, right? So if you get 4-4 and a pause and 4-4, now you're going through harmonic resistance to its planet position, to its earth rotation. The earth is rotating to its connection. So everything you create is a planet system. So it's allocating your position of space and time to its position. Then you get into vortex to its modulation, to its simulation of its chakra communication signals. Okay? So anybody understands what 2-2 is, right? 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, right? This is the Agellix. This is a portal, right? This is an activation portal through communication of yourself, through its earth, through its clock. So you have to understand what this is, what this is, what this is. It's given to you for a reason, okay? The vortexing, yeah. But I just want you guys to understand your positions when it comes into clocking. So if you understand the clock and why we have 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Why do we have a clock? Does anybody know why we have a clock? Any reason why we have clocks to ourselves? It gives us position to understand what's going on through our travel positions, through numbers, guys. So, and that's why we're giving codes. That's why you see numbers on the street, license plates, radios, whatever. Whenever you see a number, you have to understand what it is through communication, right? The energy goes in, right? It understands the central system through the chakra system. It goes back to the earth rotation. The earth rotation sends you another code of another number, and it brings you forward. So the clock is all about bringing you forward through time of dimensions. That's why we wear clocks. That's why we have clocks. That's why we have time of clocks. That's why we have computers of clocks, right? So that's exactly what it is, Linda. Very good. It's a universal compass. Very good. See, Linda, thumbs up for Linda. Yep. That's exactly what it is. It's a universal compass. Very good. So if you understand how to use the universal compass, you understand how to bring yourself forth with your thoughts of recognition of time, because you're positioning yourself. You're bringing yourself forward. So if you understand the sundials and everything through the moon and everything through its connection when it comes to its earth, of its teleportation, now you truly understand how to bring your thoughts forward through time of travel. And it becomes a universal compass to you. So it's traveling positions of you. Okay, so basically, I said before, ever since I was a kid, I was always wondering why I'm always going ahead of time. I was saying it's 3 o'clock, but it's not. It's 4, or I was saying 3:30. And people come up to me and say, "What time is it?" I said, "Well, it's 4 o'clock." I said, "No, it's not. It's 3:30. Why are you saying it's 4? Well, because I'm a half hour, a time of its earth. So I've traveled farther. A lot of people come up against that. A lot of people come up to you and say, "What time is it?" I say, "Well, how come you're saying 4 and not 3:30? Well, it's because I'm a half hour, okay, ahead of everybody through time. So you have to truly understand what's going on with your mind. Your mind is traveling. It's trying to understand its conceptional of time. It's trying to understand the frequencies of time. It's trying to understand the compass of time. It's trying to understand your universal thoughts of time. Okay? So it's important you understand why we wear watches. Okay? It's all connected. It's a compass of you, right? Through its galaxies and vortex or anything through its line of communication, right? It's a teleport device of time travel, guys. So now you know what it is. Some time zones are also half hour early, like Australia and India. Everybody has a time zone. That alone is its own clock, but that's atmospheric clocking. Now, we'll get into that, not right now, but we'll probably get into that maybe tomorrow. We'll get into more of the atmospheres of weather. So your positions has to understand the atmospheres. You have to understand your activation. You have to understand the moon. You have to understand the sun and its weathers. Air, water, and air. Air, water, air. Air, water, air. Air, water, air, fire. So you have to understand your connections so you can move it back and forth like a piano, right? Now, this is just weather pattern defense location. This is interlining your connections to your brainwave positions. That's what it's doing, right? So it's knowing how to connect through time, through your fingers, traveling your time through your fingers, through weather, right? Same thing with your watch. If you're looking at your watch, right? And sometimes I say, okay, it's 3 o'clock, but no, it's 3:45. So I'm 45 minutes ahead of everybody through time because my mind is in the future, okay? But the brain position is in the fifth dimensional system, and that's why it's confusing. But if the brain understands the fire and wiring positions of its creation, now you're understanding the structure of its space structure, positions to Earth rotation, the center position, its gravity system. So 4 fingers of time would be an hour. 4 fingers of time would be an hour. See, northwest, south, and east. Yep. Very good, Linda. Yeah, that's right. 4 fingers of time would be an hour. That's very good. Yeah, the configuration system there. Wow. Yeah. Linda's understanding more of her practical levels through her body system, through chakras. That's good. So you guys are learning more through calculation. You're making me look great, you know, as your mentor. You become your own teacher of your own life, you know, book of life. You become your own life of existence. But if you understand why we have a clock, if you understand why we have dimensions of clocks, if you understand why we have times of clocks, then you understand the universal of its compass, like Linda's been saying, right? So if you're connecting the right way of seeing things through time in your positions. But yeah, no, those are really great questions and answers. Very good, Linda. If you lose track of your days, that means you're in the universal clock. Yep. You never ever leave the universal clock. The only way you use connections of losing time at positions is because you're not connected to the gravity system of this Earth, right? So the Earth is going to go through traction. Remember, the Earth is going forward through rotation. It's a dimensional setting to its clock. So the Earth has to understand your thoughts of recognition of time through its universal of its compass of time. If it doesn't understand your position of your thoughts and you're going back in time, you're losing positions of thoughts through recognition of lights of vibration. So you're not connected to the Earth gravities. That's what happens when you lose track of days, okay? So that's where you go into the dark matters. That's where you go into dark realms. That's where you go into a cycle rotation of dark circle, okay? A black hole, okay? So I got into that, what are black holes? Your positioning of your round connections. So your universal compass will go into the dark round position and the Earth rotation will go on its back force connection. So it's kind of like this. What do you want the Earth to do? Do you want it to go forward through time? Because it's going to change your positions of your clock through its universal compass. So you don't want to put your positions. But once you lose traction positions, you're losing time positions of your thoughts of recognition. So every time you create a negative system, okay, you're losing tractions of positions of days and all levels of your connection to its Earth. So you're losing gravity of Earth, right, of travel. So it's really fascinating. I love the questions, though. I'm just going to go back here. Let's see here. All right, so Linda goes, we used to say fingers of time by measuring our fingers from the sun, the horizon. Each finger generally represented 15 minutes. Well, if you're going through atmosphere system, position level systems, it's actually 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, each finger is 30 minutes per second per minute. So every time you line signal through atmosphere systems, actually everything through the solar glass, see your fingertip locations, right? So every time your fingernails grow, right, it's solar connecting to its atmospheres of time positions of travel. So every time your fingernails grow, okay, it's changing positions. So Linda's right with the 15 minutes, but it's a 30-minute second location through 1 minute position, which is 60 seconds per minute. So that's how fast your fingernails grow through connections. So each finger point has its location position, right? It's a web graphing location of you through transformation of communication. It gets complicated, truly understanding through space and time through its positions. But these are great questions. Just going to backphrase here. Karen, how's it going? Let's say hi to everybody. Let's see here. Sylvia, Linda, Michael, hey buddy, how's it going? It's great to see everybody, old and new. I know you guys have been really busy, but that's great because you guys are giving back what you need to do, right? Through time of travel. So every time you're changing your thoughts, you're positioning yourself, understanding your clocks, understanding your universal compass, you're always going to bring yourself forward if you understand the rotation of the earth. Okay, because the earth will travel with you through magnetic force. And then you're standing the magnetic highway of its information system, because it correlates everything to coordinates. And then you come at the number sequency levels, and then you come into the audio signals of sonar, and then you come into perceptions when you see the coloration of lights to the matrix, and then you come into the shapes anomalies through the geometric system of space and time, through its connection, through its healing of its medicine. Okay, so thank you, Linda. It's great to see you guys. Yeah, it's good. I love it. I'm just going back here to see if I missed anything. Okay. Not all countries do daylight savings. How come? Oh, that's a good question, Dina. You understand? Okay, now the universal core system relates on so many levels of dimensions. Okay, vortex on so many levels. Okay, why the moon comes up? Why does the moon come up and it's light? Why does the sun go down? Sunset, sunrise. So you understand what the moon and the sun are doing, right? This is what it's doing every day. But as it's traveling, it's going to different atmospheres, different positions of time. So it has its own universal compass of time, of travel. So it has its own position of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Sun goes down, right? Moon comes up. So it's a calculation modification to the moon and everything through the sun interference. That's why we have sunrise and sunset. So it changes the coloration pattern, okay? Now you're trying to think, where does it go? Where does the sun go? Okay? It stays every single day in the simulation, guys. It's extremely high rise. It disappears, but it goes into a new atmosphere, a new division, a new dimension, of a new portal through a new galaxy position, right? So the atmospheres of time zones change. If you're in India, you'll see the sun more, right? Because the geometry is set through its location. So the earth is understanding more vibration. So the more vibration comes into the body system, the more you see the sun rotation of its center position, because the sun is nothing but a digital plateau. It's a circle rotation of geometry set location. It's a sphere. That's all it is. You can only see it, right? They're saying like the earth is flat. It's not. It's truly understand what you're seeing through its connection. You have to see the holographic system of the earth. You understand the connection of the sun, its radiation. You understand the moon of its program setting, okay? But when it comes to countries, let's say you're traveling one position to another position, you're changing time codes, you're changing dimensions of time, you're changing universal of time, you're changing all geometric system of time just connected through your body frame system. So every single time you travel through positions, your light channels and everything, your dark channel positions changes your body frame system of time. And that's how connected, that's extremely how connected you are. The central line system of its earth is in connections, right? So it's understanding that you have the reflection of the sun rotates and it sets off waving cycles, digital frames. It's a reflection, it's a radiation cycle. It covers the earth rotation through lights, okay, onto the earth, right? So you see projection, you see basically a resolution of a sun. If you're in India, if you're in Japan, sometimes you see it bigger, sometimes you see it smaller, right? It all depends where it's going through its clock, because the clock of the sun has its dial. Sundial, it's small, right? And everything from the moon is its program. So you understand why the positions, how the sun comes up and why the positions of the moon comes down, right? And that's how it rotates. And understand its circle rotation, and understand the energy for your location, right? So everything through its relation is you through its atom system. Space anomaly is connected to your body frame positions because you come into your molecule structure of light. Now you come out of the universal realm, okay, of its compass, and you come everything through its thought of one position. And that's how you travel to one connection and one line communication. Go back into position, right into the heart. So the heart is recognizing soul. Soul is recognizing everything through its body frame, through its audio signals, through its perception, through its mind, and its collaboration center. So you come into AI of its connection to its universal quadrant levels of its sector location positions. You understand more calculations to its positions. So every time you go through connections, right? When you travel to another atmosphere, you're changing the clocking dimensions of time of the sun. You're changing the clocking dimensions of the moon. You're changing the clocking dimensions of the earth through rotation. That's what's going on through its countries and everything through its daylight savings. Okay. So yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, I love your questions though. You guys are getting more powerful too, which is great. Knowledge and intelligence is kicking in more and more. So you understand the acting cycles of you through projections, but just truly understand why we have the sun, why we have the moon, and why we have the earth. Those are three triangle positions you have to understand your connections to. You have to understand the universal compass and why we have it through time, through a watch. You have to understand the earth position or gravity system of you through your chakra system. Okay. And you have to understand your program setting when it comes into data and everything through its uplinks and downloads and upgrading systems. All right. So that's the connection between the three triangles of the sun, the moon, and the earth. This video is very, very, very powerful. You're getting into more levels of how to use yourself as a universal compass. So this is a biological clock. It's a digital, Dina. It's a digital. Everything is all connected to simulation. Yeah. It's the framing system. So basically, okay, moon is not what you think it is. The sun is not what you think it is. The earth is not what you think it is until you understand your perceptions of yourself. If you understand the clocking of dimensions of time of the earth and the moon and the sun, then you understand everything through its triangle. Okay? Because everything forms around a shape. So your particle system, you have trillions and trillions of cells. You understand how to operate each line signal because it's all connected. Yeah. A biological clock. Well, that's logistics. Understand the clocking system of you through the birthing system of its time. So when you are born through connections, you have a birthday. Okay. That is your life and that's your death cycle. Okay. So you have to understand February 25th, 69. So you have to understand everything through its correlation because everything is connected to the earth, the sun, and the moon. Okay. That's your birth sign. Okay. The sun, the moon, and the earth. But you understand the positions, why you're on the earth through its clock and through its time of its position. So if you stand your dimensional settings, okay, which is your universal of its clock, then you understand your connections and why you're going through your thoughts of recognition of time. So it's all about positioning yourself to higher vibration of light, guys. Truly understand why we have triangles. What is a triangle? What is the position of a diamond core? Why am I connected to a pyramid? How do I understand my operations through all connection of space locations? How do I understand my chakra of communication? How do I understand my gravity of its earth? How do I understand the moon of its program? Okay, so understanding what you're connecting with. The sun is everything through rotation to its radiation. Okay, that's how we get color in our face. You understand what the moon is. It's a program through datas and uplinks and downloads. So if you understand that, then you understand the earth is its gravity. Okay, so it's all connected. You're all connected. You're never separated. You're only separated if your thoughts are separated through the mind. So you can't separate anything through its triangle. Okay? You can't. Okay? Because you're the center position of the earth. And everything above you is its information of its intelligence through vibration. So it's the quantum levels that you understand, the quantum physics, okay? The metric physics of you, E equals MC squared through its equation. We've done many, many videos of what that is. Okay, mass calculation, distance to and from. What is the Box frequency to you? How do I understand the time travel through its universal of its compass? How do I understand the time positions through the sun of its radiation cycle? How do I understand the time zone of its position? Space and time does not have time zones. It only has clocks of dimensions, a portal of activations of codes. That's all it is. Through vibration, energy, frequencies, and everything through harmonic resistance. So it's understanding the clocking system of your clock, right? Why does it go around 12? Why do we have little hand, big hand, and everything that goes around? We have to have that because that's bringing us forward. So it's understanding if you're going forward in time, your positions of your thoughts are going to go forward in time. It's a radiation cycle through its connection. It's like a moonbeam. It's like a moon ring. It changes your behavioral system through its program, right? So you put it on and it's black, or you put it on and it's blue, or it changes to green, or it changes to yellow, okay? That's heat signature patterns from your psychometric location of your hand information. It's just reading different information through color. You're connected to your lights. You're connected to your rainbow activation lights. That's how we create rainbows. That's why you see a rainbow, because it's a reflection of you. Everything that you see around you is reflection of time, of travel to its position, of its thought. So it's all about your creation of your thought coming into time through its code, right? Understand everything through the triangle of its earth, its moon, and its sun. Okay? And everything in the center position is you. Okay? So clocking mechanism 369, yeah. Quantum authenticity, yeah. Yeah, it's all connected through 369. Yeah. Yeah, 369 goes on so many levels, guys. For example, with 369, your positions have to understand more your travel positions, especially when you come into those quantum fields. So this is a very complicated class. For the new viewers, just go to my email for consultations. Go into spiritual healing, spiritual therapy, simulation therapy, anybody in that position. There's a lot of light workers, light channelers that understand more of the Galactic Federation. They understand more of the calculation. They understand more of the positions. If you understand what's going on and what's happening, that puts you in positions of better communication through time with thoughts. So you're getting the right information to its right position, or its right location, to its right direction, okay, which is really good. So we go into 369, okay? Now we've done this before through calculation to its position. Understand those connections. We got into that more and more, but you understand that everything through 369 is nothing but time of travel, a space of thought. So if 3 is its connection, coming to that formation system, we'll go into the black circling through its solar text division. So we have 3, 6, and 9 through the connection. Okay, so we get 3, 6, and 9. Okay, 3, 6, and 9. Now it's gonna travel if I take it out of its position. So you're always in the center position. You have to understand the center position of you through its earth, right? So if you understand that, then you understand that 3 is its connection to the sun. Okay? So if you understand that, then you understand everything through its connection of 6 is its connection to its moon. Okay? And everything through the activation cycle is its planet position of you through calculation. Center points its connection to its earth rotation. Okay? So 9 is the planet. Okay? So my planet is Lemuria. It's connected to me because I'm the earth, right? So if you understand that through calculation, you understand why we have an earth through rotation. It's a time travel mechanism. That's you in the center. That's the earth. So now you understand what the sun is through 3. Now you understand everything through 6 is the moon, and everything through 9 is the planet position location. And you are the center position of its earth, right? So when you get into that connection, you come into the point division of dimension through portal, through codes. Okay, so it's all about your positions and how to take the earth out of its equation to higher positions. All right, and everything through its connection goes to its line communications. And there you go. That's how it connects. Right, every single day. Right, universal of time through dimensions of clocking, guys. Now you understand your positions, what it is. What is 3, 6, and 9? Now you know. Right? So that's amazing. So now you know the clocking mechanisms of 3, 6, and 9. And then when you get in 3, 6, and 9, you get in 3, 6, 9, and 12. Right? So you can reverse the cycle, and then you go 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you understand why it goes on a reversing cycle. Why is it going on a reversing cycle? So once you get into 3, 6, and 9, then you go 3, 6, 9, and 12. Now you're coming into the diamond core. Now that diamond core is going to reshift your values, and it's going to put you a higher position of light, and then you're going to come into your clock of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now you're connected to the gravity system, the power, and everything through the atmosphere system of its earth rotation and its system through its clocking mechanisms. Right there, position, center position. Okay? So that's where everybody stands in position of space and time, guys, of 3, 6, and 9. All right? So if you come in at 3, 6, and 9, you go into higher level system. So it's all about understanding your triangle division through pyramids. Once you come into that, you come into your diamond core. Okay. It's extremely powerful. So instead of 3 realms, you come into 4 realms. 5 within the center, 6 within the activation. Planet, right? So the planet communicates with the Earth. Earth communicates with the sun. Sun communicates with the moon. And they all connect. Line signal, E equals MC squared, comes out of this equation through its diamond core position of its traveling location. All right? So how does everybody feel about that? Wow! So basically, you're all connected to universal time through travel, clocking. That's all space and time is, guys. That's all it is. And it's all connected to our quantum physics, to a vibration. Understanding your energy, frequencies, vibration, harmonic resistance. These are the 4 you have to grasp. Okay? If you understand your atmospheres, okay? Your atmospheres. You understand the moon, you understand the sun, and everything through the atmosphere. Fire, water, and air. All right? So you can change those positions at any time through clocks and dimensions, but you really have to understand the time of yourself, because it's all connected to your thoughts of travel. That's how you bring yourself forward. That's how you bring your positions forward through your chakra system. That's how you get better communication with humanity's system. Because you're understanding more of yourself through space of time, through its geometrics, through its connection of its metric system. Okay, so you're coming into the chronological system of thought, of travel, of time, just by looking at your clock.
Okay, I found this
I
on
got Syria there. She wants to connect to the realms. So very, very, very powerful class. And it's great to see everybody coming together more and more, right? But this is going to calculate, modify you through your universal realms, your connection realms, your activation cycles, your provision cycle positions. You're coming into more of time through connection, which is really good. So I've cut up on all your questions. Yeah, and that's it too, Linda. Yeah, all the grid work and the vortex has been crazy, and it's going to get more crazy, right? Because you understand more of clocking of time of travel with its Earth and its rotation. You understand more of its sun rotation through its radiation, and you understand more of its moon, of its program. If you understand that the sun is radiation, but you have to understand everything through the moon is its program, and everything through its Earth is you, you're not going to have a problem, okay? So it's timing clock positions of you through Earth, through the gravity system. The moon is its program, which comes into data and uploads and creating systems to its uplinking system. It's all digitals that come into you, right, through calculation, right? Now, when you come into that, you come into more of the connections of shapes and why we connect with 12 cycle rotations. That's on Space Discoveries 2, right? Episode 3. Episode 4 will be coming out next week. I'm really excited. This is more into the body frame. Yeah, this is more in the activation cycle. This is more coming into the simulation of communication of yourself. So it's truly understanding the numbers you're dealing with through time of travel, through its position, of its clocking, to its connection of portals, right? So it's truly understanding more of the mind, of its thought, and where it's traveling through its connection, right? Because your intelligence will tell you exactly where to go through time of travel, okay? Through space of you, space inside you, space communication of you, right? And everything through time of travel is its position of its thought, of light, to its connection, right? You have to understand how to take everything out of these equations, okay? So the geometric system of you is the Earth center position. 3, the connection to the sun, and everything through 6 is the moon, and everything through 9 is your planet. You put it all together. What do you have? One unity of consciousness through one thought, through one line communication, to one dimension, to one portal, to one activation of light through color. Okay, so those are the positions you want to get into. But you guys have any questions or cons you want to go through my healing, let me know. I'll open up your 12 rotation cycles. For all the new viewers out there, we'll get into more meditation of your graphs and to better communications. We'll get into dimensions and portals and how you can understand more of your clocking positions of your thoughts. Imagine that. Understand your clocking positions of your thoughts. Okay, because you're creating every single time. Okay, you're walking steps of time. Okay, You understand the footsteps of sand, sands of footsteps with Jesus. Okay, what's the purpose of that? Okay, so if you understand that position, then you understand more through time, through its connection, how you're connected to everything through its universal, okay, of its compass, of you, right? Because you're all connected to always in form, right, through its thought. So I got caught up in all your questions. Hope everybody's doing really, really well. Yeah, that always causes disruption in the body systems. Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, if you don't understand your clocking dimensions of thoughts, you're confusing aligned signals and you're putting yourself into the dark realm positions. You are the only one that creates the dark matter. Nobody else does. So your travels and your times and your clockings and everything through the earth of the gravity is confused. So you have to go back into position, the center position, and communicate back with the earth through its rotation to go back into its thought of its light through its recognition of time, of its space. So angel portal, yep. Through our dimension. As long as you understand that your thoughts are traveling through time, space, that's all you guys need to know. But you have to stand your positions where you are through gravity system of the earth. So it's good to see you guys communicating on one. Let's see here. Oh, a lot of questions. Yeah, 69 is great. I was birthed 69. That's the birthing system of yin and yang once you bring it together. So, yeah, it's extremely incredible. Yeah, it formulates in so many levels through clocks of time. So, yeah, needs some extreme crazy at this point. Yeah. But see, that's the thing too, is when you go through the upgrade cycles of yourself through connection with my healing, it holds you on so many levels of what the universal of a compass is, like Linda was saying. You have to truly understand that because it's connected to you on so many ways and forms. You have to understand the space of you. You have to understand the travel of you. You have to understand the space and time of travel through its thought of light. Okay? Doesn't matter what atmosphere you're in. You just have to understand that every time you travel, okay, you're always positioning yourself to different coloration of light through its digital frame of answering patterns through communication of nature, anything through the atmospheres, anything through its connection of space and time through its position. Okay? So. All right, so I got caught up on all your questions. Yeah. Like I said, you guys have any questions or comments? If you want to go through my healing, you want to go through spiritual realm of healing, spiritual talk of healing, go through constellations. It's great to see new people coming to me and more understanding of who you are. Like they want to know, who am I? So you have to go through my healing. You go through my healing, it upgrades your system right away. And then you understand more of your universal, of its dimensional of light. You are a being of light and always informs through clock of time. But your positions truly have to understand who you are through calculation. Calculation with your thoughts. Where are you going with your thoughts? Are you moving forward or are you moving back of time? What do you want to do? You want to position your thoughts in the past? You're going to stay in the past and you're going to create a dark matter, dark realm, dark division, dark location, dark vibration, dark circle, dark civilization. You're changing all your positions and you're changing the earth of its communication through time. Okay? And you're not centering positions of the sun. There's radiation. Okay? So you have to understand why you get headaches. Right? Spin cycling headaches, the radiation cycles to the brainwaves. Okay? You understand why you're getting connections to the body framing of you getting sores or anything that connection. So it's all about activating your cycle and understand your connections to travel to the position of its thoughts. So you're always trying to bring yourself forward and never back. Like I said, you can reference yourself, but always keep going forward with your thoughts. Okay? So now you're in positions and you're going through the right clocking positions and you're not going to the back phrasing systems and creating a matrix of your own, because you create your own matrix of realm and you get stuck into that position. And the soul is not going to identify because now it's trapped in its position. Okay. You can do that, anything through mantra or anything in that connection. You can create your own anomaly in the dark system, right? So it's all about understanding your dichotomy system through a soul identification, the inner system of you through calculation, all right? So. All right. So hopefully I help you guys out in so many ways and forms. Definitely not going back again, been there, done that, never again. See, that's the thing. In positions, Laurie and Dana are in connections of 300 years in the future. Their mind frequency levels and their thoughts, they can no longer set in the past because their dimensions of time of thoughts is traveling so fast. That's why it's so amazing, right? But their body framing of the gravity system is in 90 positions. I can't put you guys into connections of the earth and the sun and the moon, 2 positions, because it's too much information. You want to understand it. And it's going to confuse the physical system because we live it on its presence of its earth plane, right? So that's why I give you guys upgrades of what you need to know. So that puts you in positions of line communications to balance positions, right? Better communication with your heart, better communication with the mind, everything through perception, audios, and the voicings, right? So it puts you into better positions of communication. So I think that's good. I want everybody to have a great, fantastic, tremendous, outstanding, universal day. Connect with all that through realm, through clocking of dimensions of time. Try to put yourself in your own connections, how you see yourself through time. So if you understand your travels of time, you understand your chakra systems of time, you're fully connecting to the sun and the moon and everything through the earth. As long as you understand you are the earth, as long as you understand you have the connections of the sun through clocks of time, the dimensions through its thought, you understand what the sun is doing when it's traveling. You understand what the moon is doing through its light. You understand what the earth is doing through its gravity system, because you're all connected to its alignment system, guys, through calculation of space and time. All right. All right. So love you guys very much. Right. Feel free. Like I said, you have any questions, go below. We'll get into the practical levels of test review and evaluations. I want to get into calculations of 100 chakra systems. This is going to blow your mind away if we get into those levels. You guys are coming into formation system. You're coming into more intelligent line signals. You're coming more aware through your perception. The intellectual system is understanding the light communication, light signals to its division positions. So it's going to open up everything through your psycholocation center to its connection of the sun and everything through the moon, everything through its connection with its earth and everything through its planet position. Take it out as an equation, right? Adios.